Students, now the last lecture of organizational citizenship behavior, that is environmental citizenship behavior. Students, you will see exactly application of organizational citizenship behavior, that is concerned with environmental context. I am supposed to give some idea exactly why citizenship behavior is very important in the context of environment. So, this is the part of my discussion today, that is so called advanced organizational behavior, last lecture of the 9th module organizational citizenship behavior. Now, environmental citizenship behavior is concerned with following some kind of norms, environmental related context, so that citizenship behavior will be more affluently can be applied. So, in environmental context, what way we can apply the citizenship behavior? Now, see agenda, some of specific agenda is much important for us. Concept of ECB, Sustainable Development Goal, EBS, Organizational Citizenship Behavior Scale, Essence of ECB, Practice of ECB, Research in ECB, Models of ECB, Barriers to ECB, Promoting ECB. Concept of ECB is very important things. What are the concept basically? What are the basic issues of OCB? What are the main concept which I already discussed earlier? This is likely to be reviewed little bit. Environmental citizenship behavior is an emerging and significant extension of organizational citizenship behavior. While OCB traditionally focus on voluntary behaviors that support the social and psychological commitment of the workplace, ECB involves voluntary eco-friendly actions by employees that go beyond their normal job requirement to contribute to environmental sustainability within the organizations. Environmental citizenship behavior refers to disciplinary, discretionary, environmentally responsible actions taken by employees that are not part of their formal job roles, but support an organization's environmental goals. These behaviors are voluntary, not directly rewarded, and often stem from personal values, organizational culture, or leadership influence. Examples of ECB includes turning off lights and equipment when not in use, recycling and reducing waste, carpooling or promoting sustainable transportation, participating in environmental initiatives or committees, encouraging others to adopt green practices. Now, see, ECB is the outcome of organizational citizenship behavior that has to be understood properly. It is concerned with what way we can move to the employees towards sustainability, what way they can use some of green practices, green training, green development, green performance appraisal, all kind of things. So, like as fairness or misuse of electricity, all kind of things has a great value. Carpooling or promoting sustainable transportation, participating in environmental activities or committees, encouraging others to adopt green practices, all these things are very important part. Now, see what is much important for me basically, concept of ECB is recently origin basically, environmental citizenship behavior is recently developed issues basically. So, that issues has much important nowadays, not only citizenship behavior, that must be environment friendly, so that you can save lot of expenditure and you can have sustainable workplace. So, what are the environmental citizenship behavior actually? What exactly defines sustainable environmental citizenship behavior? This is very important. Connection between ECG and SDG. These are all need to discuss very systematically. Environmental citizenship behavior, how it is connected with SDG, how it is connected with EBS scale, all these things to be discussed one by one. Connection between ECG, environmental citizenship behavior, and sustainable development goal. SDG 12, responsible consumptions and production. Employees who engage in behaviors like reducing waste, recycling, and conserving resources help organizations implement more sustainable patterns. United Nations 2015. SDG 13, climate actions through actions such as conserving energy, supporting green initiatives, or using eco-friendly transport. Employees contribute to reducing the carbon footprint or other organizations. SDG 15, life on land, participation in green initiatives such as tree planting, biodiversity protection, or sustainable land use campaigns within institutions promotes environmental stewardship. Now see, connection between environmental citizenship behavior and SDG has the great value. In SDG 12, 13, 15, which defines exactly what kind of responsible consumptions and production needed basically. Employees has to behave in organization, like as reducing waste, recycling, conserving resources. SDG 13, which is much important, climate actions through actions such as conserving energy, supporting green initiatives, or using eco-friendly transport. Employees contribute to reducing the carbon footprint of their organizations. Life on land, participation in green initiatives such as tree planting, biodiversity protection, or sustainable land use campaigns within institutions promotes environmental stewardship. These are all the alignment, environmental citizenship behavior with sustainable development goals. Now see EBS scale by STAN. What way you can measure the, what I said that EBS, that is environmental citizenship behavior. What way? By Stern and Kellogg 1993, egoistic values, concern for personal resources, self-interest, cost saving health. One is the altruistic values, concern for the welfare of others including future generation, biospheric values, concern for the biospheric and non-unique nature, for example animals, plants, ecosystem. Egoistic values, concerns for personal resources and self-interest. What is EBS scale? Basically, what way you can environment citizenship behavior? What way you can measure the environment citizenship behavior? We need the proper scale. What way you can apply environmental citizenship behavior in organization? Like as we must think about egoistic values, concern for personal resources and self-interest, altruistic values, concern for the welfare of others and including future generations, biospheric values, concern for the biosphere and non-numeric nature, for example animal, plants and ecosystem. This is the three different things basically which is much important to be used to understand what kind of organizational environmental citizenship behavior is required in any organizations. Now see essence of organization citizenship behavior. What are the essence of organization citizenship behavior? Like as nature extension, enriching organization citizenship in the modern era, driving culture and strategic impact. Essence of organization citizenship behavior. What is the requirement basically? Organization citizenship behavior. First one is the nature extension. What is it exactly? Nature extension. The essence of the ECB lies in its alignment with the core spirit of OCB volunteers, altruism, and going beyond formal job requirement like helping co-workers or staying late to complete two tasks. ECB involves eco-conscious efforts such as conserving resources, promoting recycling and waste reduction, participating in green initiatives without formal obligations. Now see enriching organization citizenship in the modern era. In total, if you see the what exactly need environmental citizenship behavior, total concern with environment which is needed. In today's context of global environment challenges and the UN Sustainable Development of Goals SDG, organizations are expected to contribute to ecological, well-being, which is very important, ecological well-being. Boyrell 2009 term this as organization citizenship behavior for the environment, arguing that ECB reflects employees' moral responsibility towards ecological sustainability similar to how OCB reflects their moral responsibility toward social harmony and organizational health, driving cultural and strategic impact. ECB not only support the environment but also contribute to creating a culture of sustainability within organization. It empowers employees to take ownership of environmental goals and embed sustainability into daily practices. In this sense, ECB adds strategic depth to OCB, aligning it with environmental values and corporate social responsibility. So, this is very important part, essence of ECB. Now, see what I mean to express here: nature extension, enriching organizational citizenship in the modern era, driving cultural and strategic impact. It has great value in organization students. Nature extension, conserving resources, promoting recycling, waste reduction, participating in green initiatives. These are all very important part, essence of ECB. That means that has to be seen not at present only, you have to see in future what way we can conserve our ecosystem in scientific manner, and you just start it from your organization. Now, practice of ECB, some of practices are there, basically what way you can practice ECB in your organization. ECB and resource conservation, employees voluntarily switch off lights, computers on unused equipment, reduce power use and conserve water. Recycling and waste reduction, voluntary participation in recycling programs, minimizing single-use plastics and promoting office-wide waste. Segregation initiatives reflect ECB. These efforts show altruism and civic virtue, both quote to OCB, advocating for environmental awareness. Students, employees may educate peers about sustainable practices or initiate green discussions or campaigns. This represents voice behavior, a type of OCB where employees speak up for the betterment of the organizations. Energy and resource conservation is very important part. This is one of the first applications or practice of ECB in organizations. What way you can conserve your energy? I think what way you can use some kind of green energy in your organizations. This is most important, whether it is in education institutions or any particular work environment. Recycling, waste reduction, voluntary participation in recycling programs, minimizing single-use plastics, promoting office-wide waste segregation initiatives reflect ECB. These efforts show altruism, civic virtue, both quote to OCB. This is recycling is also very important part. Advocating for environmental awareness is very important for students. You need to promote some kind of environmental related activities, some kind of program, some kind of conference, some kind of seminar that has some kind of value in the mind of the people. Now, see, research in ECB is very important part. So many things are going on these particular cases, like as what kind of research is going on in ECB's concern, organizational citizenship behavior, because this is one of the issue of research. It is not to be common things, basically, it is a matter of research, and one can use this kind of things as a research point of view. Environmental citizenship behavior. Some of university, some of scholars, they are conducting research this particular field, because this extension part is most important almost everywhere, unless you just promote your employees, because this is the starting point of application of organizational citizenship behavior. Start from your employees. Research in environmental citizenship behavior has gained momentum in recent years as organizations and institutions increasingly adopt sustainable goals aligned with global environment concerns. These behaviors reflect an extension of organizational citizenship behavior into the environmental domain and are often termed organizational citizenship behavior for the environment. For example, a growing area of PCB research focus on educational institutions, especially universities, where sustainability is part of the mission. A study by one Uzeliza et al. 2020 examined that role of green human resource management in promoting ECB among academic staff in Malaysian universities. The findings reveals that training, green performance appraisal and management support significantly predicted ECB. This very important part, try to do some kind of research in this particular area, because without research it is not possible to improve environmental citizenship behavior. Still I believe this is one of the most thrust area which one university can undertake this kind of research. What way institution, organizations can spread environmental citizenship behavior. Models of ECB is very important. Boyrell's model, eco-initiatives suggesting ways to reduce waste, eco-helping, assisting colleagues with environmental practice, eco-civic engagement, for example, attending green meetings voluntarily, value belief norm, values, for example, altruism, biospheric values influence, beliefs, environmental worldwide, which active personal norms leading to environmental responsible behavior, theory of planned behavior, attitude towards the behavior, subjective norms, perceived behavioral control. This is some of models basically which is need to be followed. This is the established model, eco-initiatives suggesting ways to reduce wastage, what way you can reduce the wastage, recycling, how is it possible, eco-helping, assisting colleagues with environmental practice, eco-service. Again I am rereading the context since it is very important for you people. What I said that engagement, eco-civic engagement, value belief norms, values, altruism, biospheric values, beliefs, environmental worldwide which activate personal norms leading to environmental responsible behavior is very important part for any organizations. Theory of planned behavior, attitudes toward the behavior, subjective norms, something like that. Perceived information are much complicated nowadays. Now see, TPB is very important concern, theory of planned behavior, attitude towards the behavior, subjective norms, perceived behavioral control, models of ECB, environmental citizenship behavior, what we need to practice basically. What is very important for us? What is very important? Now see, ECB, organizational citizenship behavior, is one of the practice, one of the voluntary practice moving towards green, moving towards something like that more renewable energy, more what I said that future oriented, what I said that sustainable practices need to follow every organizations. Now see, barriers to research, this is very important. I think as I told, that is one of the most important part of context basically, one I mean employees, organizations or research scholars, I think I am suggesting to do some fruitful research in this particular field. Barriers to research, conceptual ambiguity and overlapping terminology. There is some kind of ambiguities there basically to understand environmental citizenship behavior, how it is different from organizational citizenship behavior, management challenge, measurement challenge, limited longitudinal and causal studies, underrepresentation in developing countries, lack of interdisciplinary approach, organizational reluctance and data inaccessibility, low policy and institutional practice, limited integration. These are all some of things basically, barriers to research is concerned. What is it exactly? What way you can address all kind of things? Now see, this part need to study once again. There are some kind of barriers are there to do research this particular area. I think studying the environmental citizenship behavior, if you talk about research orientation, it's not only the task of management discipline, it is the task of the multidiscipline, so that collectively we may have the holistic research output to give conclusive suggestions to frame some kind of good policy as far as environmental citizenship behavior is concerned. Now see, law, policy and institutional support, lot of other things are there, management challenges, conceptual ambiguity, overall terminology, these are all very important part to know exactly for doing research in the field of environmental citizenship behavior. Promoting ECB. Promoting ECB means cultivating green organizational culture, develop and communicate strong environmental values, mission and statements is very important. Cultivating green organizational culture, develop and communicate strong environmental values and mission statements is very important part. If you want to promote ECB in your institutions, in your organizations, green organizational culture, develop and communicate strong environmental values, mission and statements, and university promote zero waste initiatives, often sees faculty and students voluntarily participating in recycling and awareness programs, leadership in modeling, leaders who model eco-friendly behavior influence others through social learning. Example, a departmental head who bikes to work, promote digital submissions and minimize energy use, sets an example that others emulate. Training and development program is very important part. I think these are all the three important issues which is much important to develop ECB in organizations, cultivating green organizational culture, leadership role modeling, training and development programs. Now some of questions, students, much important to understand what is environmental citizenship behavior, how does it differ from general organizational citizenship behavior, name two models or theories used to explain ECB and briefly describe one. List three strategies organizations can use to promote ECB among employees. What are the two common barriers researchers face when studying ECB in organizational settings? Now see, what are the questions basically, what is environmental citizenship behavior? How does it differ from general organizational citizenship behavior? Simply just see what is environmental citizenship behavior. Actually, environmental citizenship behavior is the, what I say that the, what I mean to say that is extension of organizational citizenship behavior. That means promote the people to use some of green related activities within organizations, outside the organizations, produce some kind of things basically which can generalize, promote the people among the different organizations. Name two models or theories used to explain ECB and describe one. List three strategic organizations can use to promote ECB among employees. What are the two common barriers researchers face when studying ECB in organizational setting? These are the main things basically, you must be knowing, what exactly the questions are here basically. Try to understand difference, and second important things, what we can promote. This is the main issue. What is the role of leadership? What is the role of organizational culture? What is the role of different authors? What is prescribed in different theories? Some of questions basically which is much important for understanding these particular practices, like as Boyle 2009, you can see basically that can help you to understand exactly what kind of reference you need basically for organizational environmental citizenship behavior. Graves and Zhu 2013, Renoick, Redmond and Maguri 2013, Huckman and Oldman. These are the some of books, Podaxkov et al. 2000. These are all the books that can help you to understand exactly environmental citizenship behavior. Now students, try to guess exactly what is the main aspect of environmental citizenship behavior. What we learn basically out of environmental citizenship behavior. What does it mean? How it is different from organizational citizenship behavior? Very simple, I am telling you, very simple way you can understand. OCB is the extra role, nothing else, which is not specified in the job description. And it does not have any, it is not coming within formal reward system. Similarly, ECB is something like that, environmental citizenship behavior, that is the extension of OCP. That means you just teach to the employees, expand some kind of things that can motivate the people of using some of green practices. Remember, so this is the part what I mean to express. Then what we can promote this kind of things is not so easy, and we have the severe examples, whereas we have seen voluntary behavior, I think because we are imposing sometimes, because voluntary behavior is not something like that employees whatever he she likes he can do, but it is within the domain of organization. Voluntarily some organizational perspective one has to perform. So some cases, that particular cases employees are not ready. Now research is needed basically. I think sustainability as I prescribed here, it is aligned with sustainable development goal. So things are very important, things are very critical. So we need some kind of research, we need some kind of longitudinal research. One time response is not enough to do research in this particular area, we need to do multiple way we need to respond, so that we may have the proper techniques through which we can adopt some of environmental citizenship behavior. These are all the things basically what I prescribe here basically, which can help you students for understanding ECB. And thank you very much for listening the environmental citizenship behavior. Thank you for understanding. In this way we have completed the 9th module. I think we have finished the organizational citizenship behavior. Then next class we can see the next module, some new ideas of advanced organizational citizenship behavior. Thank you very much.